The pressure is on the Dallas Cowboys to come out of the gates strong this NFL season, and the message is clear: start to 2-0 or face serious consequences. For a team with championship aspirations and a passionate fanbase like yours, those first 2 wins aren't just numbers on a scoreboard, they set the tone for everything that follows. You know how critical momentum is in football, especially for a franchise that's hungry to prove itself after recent ups and downs. Winning those first games can boost the team's confidence and quiet down all the noise surrounding the locker room and the coaching staff. It's no secret that early success helps build positive energy, both on and off the field. When you think about it, the Cowboys have a lot riding on these matchups: playoff positioning, team morale, and the validation that the off-season moves were right on target. Starting 0-2, on the other hand, could quickly turn into a mountain too steep to climb, with fans and analysts questioning the team's direction and the front office decisions. But it's not just about wins and losses. The Cowboys need to prove to themselves and the league that they can perform under pressure, especially with so many eyes watching. That kind of start makes a statement to rivals, to doubters, and to the Dallas faithful. So here's a question for you. Do you think the Cowboys will pull off that critical 2-0 start? Drop a yes or no down in the comments, and let's see what the fanbase thinks. And hey, if you want to stay on top of all the latest Cowboys updates and get the inside scoop as the season unfolds, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. You don't want to miss any of the action. If the Cowboys don't manage to start to 2-0, the ripple effects could be serious, both on and off the field. You know how quickly things can spiral in the NFL. A couple of early losses can put the coaching staff under the microscope, raise questions about the players' readiness, and shake the confidence of the entire locker room. For a team with as much talent as Dallas, the expectation is always high, so any stumble at the beginning of the season is magnified. Think about the pressure on the coaches here. The front office and fans expect immediate results, especially after off-season moves and roster shakeups. If the team drops those first 2 games, the chatter about coaching decisions, play calling, and personnel choices will only get louder, and that noise, it's the last thing a team wants when trying to build chemistry and focus. The players, too, will feel the heat. Losing early isn't just about the standings, it can damage team morale, making it harder to bounce back mentally. Confidence plays a huge role in football, and if that starts to dip, even the best players can struggle to find their rhythm. And as a fan, you know how frustrating it can be watching your team fight against the clock to get back on track after a shaky start. To put this in perspective, look at other NFL teams who started poorly in recent seasons. Early losses often lead to a cascade of problems. Injuries get magnified, mistakes pile up, and fans start to lose faith. The Cowboys don't want to be that team, but it's a very real risk if they don't get off to a fast start. So here's something to think about. Do you believe the Cowboys coaching staff should be held accountable if they fail to start strong? Let me know what you think with a simple yes or no in the comments. Your opinion really matters here. And if you want to stay locked into everything Cowboys this season, from roster moves to game breakdowns, don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button. It helps the channel grow and keeps you connected to all the Cowboys news. Let's break down exactly what the Cowboys are up against in those all-important first 2 games of the 2024 season. Because if we're saying they have to start to 2-0, then it's only fair we look at who they're lining up against and what challenges are coming straight out of the gate. Week 1, it's a road game against the Cleveland Browns. And don't let the past fool you, this Browns team is no joke when healthy. Their defense is stacked, especially up front with Myles Garrett, who can wreck a game plan in a heartbeat. Dak Prescott and the offensive line are going to have their hands full keeping him out of the backfield. Plus, Cleveland's offense has explosive weapons too. If Deshaun Watson is back to his pro bowl form, he can make life miserable for any defense, even one as talented as Dallas. This isn't a gimme by any means, and if the Cowboys want to walk out of there with a win, they'll need to play clean, disciplined football, especially in the trenches. Then comes week 2, and it doesn't get any easier. The Cowboys will face the New Orleans Saints, a team that's always unpredictable but dangerous. Playing in New Orleans is never easy. That dome gets loud, the energy is wild, and if the Saints offense finds rhythm early, they're hard to stop. Dallas can't afford a slow start in that one. You've got to expect the Saints to throw everything at them: blitz packages, trick plays, tempo shifts, all to throw the Cowboys off their rhythm. Micah Parsons and the defense will have to stay sharp and force turnovers to give Dallas the upper hand. Now, think about the flip side. Imagine the Cowboys winning both of these games. Think of the momentum, the confidence. That's the kind of start that sends a message to the rest of the league and gives the fan base something to believe in right away. So here's your question. Who do you think will be the Cowboys MVP over these 2 games? Will it be Doc, Micah, ceedee, someone else? Drop your pick in the comments. Let's see who the fan base is putting their trust in. And hey, if you're enjoying this breakdown and want more previews like this every week, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed. We're pushing toward our 15,000 subscriber goal, and you're a big part of that. Now let's talk about the Cowboys roster heading into the season, because when you're under pressure to start to 2-0, it's not just about who you're playing, it's about who you've got. And looking at this current Dallas squad, there's a lot to be excited about, but also a few things that could swing this season either way. Let's start with the trenches. The offensive line is always the backbone of this team's success if Tyron Smith stays healthy and Tyler Smith keeps ascending like he did last season. That left side is a fortress. Then there's rookie Cooper Beebe, the new starting center, who's been turning heads all off-season. If he settles in quickly, that could be a major upgrade in protecting Doc and opening up the run game. But let's be real, the line's health and chemistry will be tested early by Cleveland's pass rush and the Saints' creative fronts. On the defensive side, you already know the name Micah Parsons. He's the engine, but don't overlook what Darren Bland and Trevon Diggs bring to the secondary, especially with Diggs returning from injury. The defense has all the tools to be elite, but consistency and communication will be critical in those first 2 games, especially when facing dual-threat quarterbacks and up-tempo offenses. And how about the skill positions? CeeDee Lamb is coming off a career year, Brandon Cooks brings speed and veteran savvy, and Jake Ferguson could be ready for a breakout at tight end. If Doc can spread the ball efficiently and limit turnovers, this offense can be explosive right out of the gate. But again, it all comes down to execution. Let's not forget about the coaching staff either. Mike McCarthy is now fully in charge of the offense, and that brings both promise and pressure. There can't be any more slow starts or second-half collapses. With Dan Quinn still running the defense and known for aggressive game plans, the Cowboys should have the firepower to handle business if they execute the fundamentals. So let me ask you, which new addition or returning player are you most excited to see in these first 2 games? Drop their name in the comments and tell me why they're your pick to make an early impact. And as always, if you're all in on Cowboys coverage and want detailed analysis like this every week, go ahead and smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. We're on the road to 15,000, and you're part of the movement for fans like you. A fast start doesn't just impact the team, it sets the tone for the entire season emotionally. Let's be honest, when the Cowboys start hot, everything feels different. The energy, the belief, the pride, it's like the whole fan base is walking a little taller. That's why this 2-0 warning isn't just about stats or standings. It's about faith in the team, confidence in the front office, and the hope that this could finally be the year. But what happens if the Cowboys do pull it off? Let's say they come out swinging, win both games, and look dominant doing it. That builds serious momentum going into the heart of the schedule. Suddenly, conversations shift from can they survive to can they contend? The pressure becomes a little lighter, the locker room a little looser, and the fan base a whole lot louder. It gives McCarthy more breathing room, Doc more confidence, and the defense more chances to feast on mistakes. Now, if things don't go according to plan, say the Cowboys split the first two or even drop both, it's not necessarily the end of the world, but the pressure will be suffocating. Every move will be scrutinized, every press conference dissected. And let's face it, the national media loves nothing more than stirring things up when Dallas is struggling. That's why this start matters more than most fans even realize. As a fan, you've been through the highs and the heartbreaks. But this year feels different, doesn't it? The pieces are there, the roster is talented, the window is open, and now it's just a matter of execution and urgency, starting with those first two games. So here's your last question. If the Cowboys start to 2-0, how confident are you that they'll carry that momentum deep into the season? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's talk about what this team could become. If you've made it this far, thanks for hanging out with me. Hit that like button if you're fired up for the season, and don't forget to subscribe so we can keep building this Cowboys News TV community all the way to 15,000 strong. Let's ride this season together.